Hey, I'm Gwen and welcome to Start Something Big. Club promotion in Toronto isn't all glitz and glamour. It's cutthroat, it's competitive, and only the strongest will survive. And it's here where you'll find Raia Carey, the founder of Sky's the Limit. Raia is one of the most hardworking and well-respected women and is literally a force to be reckoned with in the industry. So we caught up with her to find out how she got her start.
Raia is very original, right? So Raia is one of those people that you're not going to find another Raia, right? You're going to find a million guys in business suits on Bay Street. You can find a million fitness buffs in gyms. You can't find another Raia in the city. And that's what draws people in, is because she's fun. People want to be around her. It's the gravity of Raia's personality that brings people in, and that's what keeps people staying there. And it's enticing. People like it. They get a high off it almost.
Raia, tell us about how you started Sky's the Limit.
My first event was I was 17, I was living in Montreal. We were doing a Halloween party with two of my friends, and it was a roller coaster. We had to make the deal with the venue, and we were the first time working with us, so they didn't believe that we could do what we said we were going to do. Book DJs, sell tickets, promote it. And back then we were using a megaphone at the McGill gates and handing out flyers. We were 17 that night, we sold out. We had a lineup at 10 p.m. The most money I've ever made in one night, probably, still that night. From then on, I said, I'm gonna do this no matter what.
You're one of the only women entrepreneurs in this field, so what's it like for you?
It's definitely a man's world, but I love it because at the end of the day, my parents raised me to give respect to get respect, and I respect everyone, and I've never really had a problem where I haven't gotten it in return.
Male, female, it really doesn't matter as long as that person vibes with you, vibes with our clientele and the people that come out. It's a surefire hit.
Raia's a female in this industry, and there's not many. What do you think it is about her that's been able to kind of stay afloat and thrive in this industry?
It's essentially her ability to adapt with different venues and adapt with different clientele. Raia's got people that are, 19-year-old kids that are coming out and that are doing their first birthday in Toronto that love coming out, and they have that amazing first experience, and you don't find that in a lot of female promoters. You don't find a lot of female promoters to begin with, but not only does she have the ability to tap into that market, she has the ability to tap into an older clientele as well. So she can bring in people in their mid-20s, people in their late 20s, people in their early 30s, all different styles of venues, and that's what brings people in for her, because she's able to do that where not everybody is, and it's a very, very male-dominated world, and she's able to come in and not only maintain it, but essentially dominate her specific piece of that niche.
Just to get into this industry, what did it take? What kind of training, what kind of skills?
The skills aside from school would definitely be a people person, respectful, patient, good with words. And then the school side of it, I did psychology and marketing. So I kind of understand why people want to party and the best ways to get them to that party.
When people want an amazing place to come out, they want something that they can go out and not find anywhere else in the city, they come to our parties.
Some of the crazy events have been After Party for Drake, Steve Aoki, David Guetta. We've had so many from Montreal to Toronto, and our biggest one was the Time Festival. We had 3,000 people there. Tickets were $40 and 10 DJs. Went from 10 p.m. to 4 a.m. They were sold out, and I loved every minute of it.
Where do you get these connections with these big people?
A lot of the connections I've built have been over the years, and purely just from having a conversation with someone and being respectful. Every person I meet, whether it's a bar back, whether it's a person outside who didn't get into my party, I will still shake your hand, I will still meet you, and usually that person ends up being someone of importance, or someone who comes back to my event and ends up, bringing 50 people and buying out the bar. Respect can go so far.
Raia, she's a boss, but she definitely has that quality where she makes everyone feel like they're her friend. And I think that's very important. So people, aren't afraid to call her up or text message her, or they feel really close to her. And I think that's one of her best qualities.
One time I was coming into my party late, and it was around 12, and a girl outside was crying. She had a crown on, so I figured it's her birthday. And apparently there was a mix-up. She wasn't even from our party. Another company had booked her booth, and it wasn't there, and booths were sold out. She's crying, she has 20 friends outside. I walk in, they're yelling with the bouncer. I said, let me handle this. I'm like, is it your birthday? She's bawling, tears running down her face, mascara. I was like, I will take care of everything. How many friends are you with? She was like, 10. So I said, okay, I'll take all your friends in. The booths are sold out. There's nothing I can do about that, but I'll get you drink tickets, and you guys can hang out in my booth. By the end of the night, she was happy, smiling, in pictures. Every year she spends her birthday with me now.
Basically, I manage a team of promoters that is specifically supposed to bring people out to events on a weekly basis, Friday, Saturday, Thursday, Wednesday. I work directly for Raia, and I'm basically organizing events, putting together DJs, getting the music done for a night, and reserving bottle service tables. It's really good to work with Raia, especially in this business. It's really nice to have someone who's trustworthy, someone you can depend on, and someone who's also a really good friend.
I've known her for about 6 years now, and she's just so humble, she's so nice, she's so giving to everyone. She's just a very, very kind person, very good-hearted.
The atmosphere at one of my events is definitely different from most. Everyone's smiling, good company, never any drama, good music, good clean fun is how I like to do my events, and I will make sure that I know every person in there by the end of the night, or at least a handshake.
This is an industry where people are typically not sober, but you've made the choice to actually be sober at all your events. Tell us about why that's important to you.
I was trying to lose weight, a new healthy lifestyle, so drinking was the easiest thing to cut. I mean, my whole life I was sort of heavy set, but it never really bothered me. A couple years ago when my dad was in the hospital, totally fine, everything recovered, everything's great. I figured this is the best time to do it. I went to the doctor, got a full checkup. He said, you're in great health, but it's only because of your age. So I said, this is my time, this is my chance to do it. Training every day, 2-hour workouts, swimming, the proper diet. I've lost over 120 pounds. Still going strong, but I feel a lot better. And so with that weight loss, I did it a lot with drinking. So in being in events, that was a struggle at first, but it's been over a year now. At times, being the only sober person in the event is hard, but because I love it, it keeps me going. I have a Red Bull, I have water. I'm constantly surrounded by good friends, good people, good music, and at the end of the day, I'm still having a good time. To keep parties eventful, fresh, we always come up with different concept themes, and this is what happens when I get home every night around 6 or 7. I'm on the computer, I'm researching what happens in Europe, I'm researching what happens in Greece, I'm researching flyers, I'm researching themes, and each night we'll come up with about a programming for a month in advance, and we can pick and choose which one we use for our Friday, which one our Saturday. Some of our themed events are I wear my sunglasses at night, tight and bright, 80s party, all black everything. So we are constantly coming up with new themes the best way.
People are going to be loyal and come to your party week after week, month after month. You have to give them something new and exciting all the time.
There's a few venues I work with these days, but predominantly I do Fridays at Cobra, and I do Saturdays at Nude. And Wednesdays also at Cobra, which is our college night.
So what are some of your goals for the future?
In the next year or so, I feel like we want to take sky's the limit to doing more consistent events on just Fridays and Saturdays, keeping our crowd 21 plus, no drama, good clean fun. Most people can check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, find about our upcoming events, contests, DJs we're going to be bringing in, and possibly working with us.
What's it like to be an entrepreneur, running your own business, doing your own thing?
It's hard, but it feels good because I was always the person who's got to do what I love to do. And my friends and people always talk about in a dead-end job, a 9 to 5, and I live every day to the fullest. I travel, I go out to dinners with my friends, see all my family, I have free time, I love it.
Your parents were both doctors.
Correct.
What do they think about where you are today and the industry you're in?
In my earlier 20s, they weren't necessarily the biggest fans of it, but they supported me no matter what I did, as long as I could take care of the important things. I finished school, And now that I'm happy and successful, they're loving it and fully behind me.
What advice would you have for young people that want to get into this industry?
I think the most important thing I want to get across to people, or possibly young people, is that sometimes the cards are against you, and rising above and doing it for yourself and doing it the right way is always going to be better. And it might not feel that way at the start, but it will. Like I had mentioned in the beginning, you know, not doing so well in high school, I decided to change that around. I became the most improved student in grade 11 and grade 12. I got early acceptance to every university I applied to, did university, did college, and now here I am interviewing with you. So anything is possible, and the sky truly is the limit.